When you walk down the cereal aisle at your grocery store, have you ever considered that most of those boxes are made from paper that you recycle? We're here at this paper mill to find out how that happens.
Paper, paper, and more paper.
What is the weight of one of those large paperboard rolls?
The rolls around us right here that we're looking at average about 2 tons each. So about the size of a small Volkswagen.
It's everywhere you look at Graphic Packaging International in Santa Clara, California.
Okay, so we're almost there, huh? All right.
Dick Johnston is the mill's general manager, so he's in charge of making sure paper that comes in like this comes out looking like this.
What we do is we produce a clay-coated recycled box board that we see turned into tissue boxes and cereal boxes and soap boxes, macaroni boxes. A lot of the things you'd buy on a grocery shelf is what we make here as the raw paperboard before it goes to the printer.
Here's the cool part. They're doing all this using 100% recycled paper. Cardboard boxes, newspaper, printer paper. They take it all here.
Craft fibers, which you see in corrugated boxes, are long and give us strength. News fibers out of newspapers happen to give us some filler and give us some bulk.
And yes, pizza boxes work too.
We have a process that can take that pizza box and recycle it and turn it back into good paper. The only thing we'd probably ask the consumer at home to do is that piece that's loaded with grease and oil, throw that one in the garbage.
Here's how it's all done. First, the bales of recycled paper get fed into the pulper. It's like a huge blender that mixes the paper with water. The pulper breaks down the paper into fibers and kicks out things like small pieces of plastic and metal.
Now that other one looked kind of gray. This one's brown. What's the difference?
It's simple. It's the difference of what you put in it. Again, hot water and agitation, and we break the fibers down, but this has a lot of brown corrugated fiber and a little bit of newspaper, where that had newspaper and a lot of white fiber.
The pulp gets heated to about 160 degrees to burn off those greases and other contaminants. It then goes through more cleaning before heading off to the paper machine.
Now this looks like mission control. What's going on in here?
Well, what's going on in here is this cabinet right here that you're looking at essentially controls all this pressing or squeezing that's occurring up here in the pressing section of the paper machine.
It starts here, where the pulp is poured onto the rollers and then pressed to squeeze out the water. That's repeated as many as 8 times to add layers of fiber. Finally, it gets a white top coat. Then, it's dried using steam and high heat, as much as 2100 degrees. Then, presto, you get the raw paperboard in these huge rolls. They are cut to the right width for specific products before heading off to the printer.
That's the brown stuff we saw. And then underneath this clay white coating is that whiter fiber. And if you take the edge of the sheet and you work it back and forth, you can start to split those plies. And we can start to peel it back. And if you peel it back, there's that whiter fiber. And that's what we put the coating over.
As you might guess, making paper takes a lot of water, but they do their best to conserve and even recycle.
So as we squeeze that water out, we use vacuum to pull it away. And then we start that recycling process because we recapture all that water.
They even produce some of their own energy.
Cogeneration, which means we take the energy that we use to make the steam, but first we put it through a jet engine, which turns a generator, so we make both power and steam out of the same energy.
It's a process that's all about saving energy, water, and reducing greenhouse gases. Something Johnston says we can all have a hand in, too.
Most of your paper products, we can probably handle in a recycling effort, and we probably ought to see it in the waste paper stream coming back to us than being put in a garbage container that goes to landfill.
Waste in landfills produces methane gas. Released into the atmosphere, methane is 20 times more harmful than carbon dioxide. So from the bin to the mill, and then to the grocery store shelf, it's an effort to reuse and help protect the environment too.
Recycled paper is really the way to go to spread the resource for the whole world.